It's one of the last full weekly market updates for Portland, Oregon this year, and I've got the very latest in sale prices, supply and demand, and mortgage rates for our local real estate market. Let's take a look at the numbers. Hi everyone, RRMilligan here, bringing you the very latest in our local real estate stats and trends for the full Portland metro real estate market, including Southwest Washington. If there's something specific that you'd like to ask or like to know, please drop me a line or post it right here in the comment section. First up, our sale prices. The average sale price was way up this past week. If you have been keeping up with these reports, you know that we can see some volatility in our week-to-week numbers due to the relatively small sample size that we're dealing with. You can see that here in this chart. There was a huge 6% jump up in the average sale price compared to the previous week. And if you look back a couple of weeks, you can see that there was a near equal huge drop in the average sale price. So in the end, when we pull back and look at the bigger picture, the average sale price so far for the month of December, prices are currently running about 1.3% higher than in December of 2024. The supply of homes for buyers to choose from keeps falling. That's not a surprise given the time of year. The number of homes that hit the market this last week was down about 23% compared to the previous week. Again, that's normal to see fewer and fewer homes hit the market as we move through the holidays. For context, compared to last year at this time, the number of new listings are down only about 6%. On the demand side of the equation, we are seeing fewer new purchase contracts agreed to by buyers and sellers than we saw last year at this time, and that's despite mortgage rates running about a half a point lower than they were in 2024. I'm paying close attention to this stat because this is the second week in a row that we've seen this dynamic, so it could possibly be the start of a new trend. Previous to that, we've had weeks and weeks of similar or even stronger demand for real estate this year compared to last year. Next up, our mortgage rates. We did see mortgage rates move up about 1/8 of a point last week. Well, this week rates are back down, not all the way back down, but pretty close. On Friday morning, the best rate I could find advertised for the 30-year fixed mortgage in Portland was 5.88%. That's with a half of a point buy down and an APR of 5.98%. It is probably time to talk about foreclosures again. I have been keeping my eye on the foreclosure activity in the Portland metro area, and we saw a post-frenzy market high in both the number of bank-owned properties and the number of short sale properties on our market. Short sales are a bigger concern for me because these are sellers who want or need to sell their home and they can't pay off their bank loan completely if they sell at today's market rate. So it is a little bit disconcerting to see this number climbing in our market, but not too surprising given how flat pricing has been over the last year or two. The number of notices of default, which is one of the first steps in the foreclosure process, those have been both low and steady, so we're still not seeing an avalanche of foreclosure properties headed our way. So congratulations, you made it to the end of the report. Here are the biggest trends that we're following this week. Sale prices are up, supply is down, demand is still down compared to last year at this time, and mortgage rates inched down this last week. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's report. I hope that you got something helpful and informative out of the report. If you did, I would love a like or subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be off in Montana visiting my folks in Helena this next week, but I will still put together a quick visual rundown of the stats and trends for you like always. So until then, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you right here in 2 weeks.